Earlier this year, Venerable Losong shared in a BBC the third and fourth verses of the Dhammapada. And this really had an effect on me. The verses say, "He abused me, he beat me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who harbor such thoughts, hatred will never cease. He abused me, he beat me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who do not harbor such thoughts, hatred will cease." I harbor such thoughts. Only mine are, they fooled me, they trapped me, they lied to me, they betrayed me. And what the Buddha says is true. With these thoughts, hatred has not ceased. I have continued to face problems and difficulties in my mind because of the memories connected with such thoughts. And they're primarily about the 5 years I spent in the military. Right? Some of you have heard some about that. And I've long acknowledged good aspects of my service, but they were disconnected dots in a field of resentment. I still continued to tell myself this story. They fooled me, they trapped me, they lied to me, they betrayed me. And that was, I was still a victim in my mind of, whatever happened. And so after completing the Vajrasattva Nondro, I started back at the beginning of the Lam Rim, and I remembered these verses that Venerable Losong had shared. And I thought, why not, instead of working on a particular instance, why don't I try this vague story that I've told myself? And as I worked through the meditation, a new perspective on the same events flooded my mind. And I started to tell myself a new story. They welcomed me, they taught me, they trusted me, they helped me. And I'd like to share some highlights from some of this. That doesn't require too much backstory. When I was first stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, got to my unit, and I spent a lot of time by myself in my room with my guitar, just writing music, playing, and dozens of times somebody walking by the hallway would knock on the door and just ever so sweetly and politely ask me to leave it open so they could listen. So in addition to that, when we were packing up to deploy to Iraq, we were all afforded, one sturdy plastic chest to put our personal effects in. And, whatever we wanted to bring that wasn't Army equipment needed to fit in that chest. But they allowed me also to bring my guitar, which is not a small object, especially in a hard case. They made room for it in the Connex to ship over. So in this way, and more, so many more, they welcomed me. I've spent a lot of time focusing on how much resistance I had to a lot of my combat and weapons training, and have largely overlooked the fact that the majority of my training had nothing to do with weapons or combat of any kind. I learned all kinds of other things in the military. Some things were technical skills, like how to navigate using a topographical map and a compass. I learned first aid, how to apply a tourniquet to somebody. So if anybody loses a leg out there in the forest, I got you. And they've also taught a lot of character building things that I still value those lessons to this day, such as looking out for the person next to you, Even if your stuff is squared away, make sure, whoever's to your left and right also has everything they need. And when you borrow something, return it better than you found it. That was a lesson that was instilled in me from the military. So in these ways and more, they taught me. And as much trouble as I caused in the military, I was also very well respected. I was promoted early to the rank of specialist. I was frequently given positions bearing responsibility, such as running our personnel office while the main sergeant overseeing that area was away on leave. And I was given a lot of autonomy in the jobs that I was given. So in this way and more, they trusted me. And no matter what happened, even in the most difficult times while I was serving, there was always someone there who offered comfort to me, extra training, who stuck up for me. And sometimes even the trouble that I was in was helpful. Such as, when I made a claim for conscientious objector status, there was some retaliation for that, but facing that allowed me to restore my relationship with people who did feel betrayed by that decision, because they could see that I wasn't kidding. If I had been given duties that were very easy and just removed from danger without, having to do anything difficult at all, I think that would have increased the resentment that I faced. But because of that, I was able to build back a relationship with my unit and be close to them. So in these ways and more, they helped me. In the 5th verse of the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, "For hatred can never put an end to hatred. Love alone can. This is an unalterable law." So through this experience, I am learning to decrease and hopefully one day eliminate my own hatred by recognizing love in others. Thank you.